Now, I know I say that almost every day here on the show, and I'm going to continue to say that. I'm going to continue to warn you, because that's it. That's the game plan. And if we don't get that out to people, it's over. It's over. This isn't just a takeover financially. They want to physically, once and for all, have a war with the American people, using police and military, who they hate with a passion, while they sit offshore. We all kill each other and just wear each other out. The economy breaks down further. They blame the economy imploding on the Civil War / race war, while the globalists sit there with their controlled media that's government financed with your tax money, telling you how great they are and how they're trying to stop all the problems. It'd be like a fire department that set fire to your house and then came over to your house and said, oh, look, we put it out for you. That's why you pay us. That's why fire departments actually started in Rome. You can look it up. Julius Caesar's family became prominent and wealthy and kind of put him into where he was early on, because they had run one of the main fire departments. And it was private. And you had to pay it protection money or they burned down your neighborhood. People think the Italian mafia invented that 100 years ago in New York, where they'd say, pay us protection or somebody's going to burn down your grocery store. That came from Italy. And they didn't get it from the black nobility 1,000 years ago on the west coast of Italy. No, they got it. That's like 2,200 years old. Okay. 2,200 years old. I mean, that's what government turns into when it's criminal. Let us take your rights or Al-Qaeda's going to kill you. Well, hey, you run Al-Qaeda. Here's all the proof. Shut up, conspiracy theorists. But wait, it's on the news that you run Al-Qaeda. And look at this National Guard magazine cover, The Threat at Home. And it says veterans. It's teaching the military to fight themselves. Now, when you're 25 years old and in the Army or in the National Guard, 30 years old, 5 years from now sounds like a long time. But 5 years goes by in about 10 seconds, and now, oh, you're the bad guy. While they have this overlaid propaganda about, oh, let's have rock concerts for the wounded veterans. Oh, let's raise some money and give them a college tuition. Oh, we love the veterans. We love them. They're the #1 threat. Prepare to arrest them and take their Second Amendment and lock them up in psych wards. They do anything wrong. Speaking of that, then we'll go to your calls. First Amendment violated his Facebook, assists police in pre-crime investigations. Now, I'm going to be honest with you about this. We began reporting on this Sunday when it first happened, and you notice Infowars.com is surveilled by Homeland Security. That's come out in FOIA documents and been national news. As if we needed to know Big Sis was watching us. But continuing here, it's okay, honey, we're watching you. That's good. We're glad you're watching. Have all your people tune in. Have them all listen. I think the truth's going to sell better than living under your weird, perverted tyranny. All right, continuing here. First Amendment violated as Facebook assists police in pre-crime investigations. That's a Suzanne Pozell article. Her articles are really doing well, getting picked up by a lot of publications now that we're publishing her at Infowars.com, and she goes over a lot of the evidence of it. But this is in NBC News. It's also in the Associated Press. The Marine, Brandon Robb, the Rutherford Institute, we've had on before, very respected First Amendment Constitution defending group. John Whitehead said he's talked to him. He is incredibly cogent, very lucid. He doesn't have any mental problems. He's never seen a psychiatrist on this particular incident. He's never been on any kind of medication or drugs. He's a decorated Marine. Yeah, combat Marine. That's why they've got his file. They're scared of him. A bunch of combat he's seen. Now, the point is that on his giant Facebook, now it's turning out somebody else responding to him posted part of a song about sharpening the axe, some song lyrics. And the FBI came with the police in front of his family who videotaped it, and thank God he didn't resist, so they'd have killed him, and just took him off to a mental institution and committed him. The government did. And now the Rutherford Institute is suing and trying to get him out. They're having a hearing right now. And so he first did all this on August 13th. Well, they came and grabbed him a few days later. And I'll be honest, we reported on it, but I thought, well, maybe they know, because, I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt just a little bit. Not that I know it won't be evil and bad in the final equation, but I still just can't have that be a default. So I said, yeah, looks bad. We wrote articles about it. Then we started learning other talk show hosting people that we've had articles at InfoWars about. You've heard it here on the show, who say things even milder, like the hammer's coming down, I'm buying more guns to protect myself. They come and grab them, psychiatrically commit them, take their guns. So this looks like how they're going to try to come at us. Well, it doesn't look like it. This is what's happening. Is via saying we're mentally ill if we say there's a tyranny. And the one reason they said the fact that he believed the government stages terror attacks is a sign of mental illness. That was in the court filings. Now we're now getting all the court filings that he's crazy. He thinks the government stages stuff. ABC News, Reuters, AP, Gulf of Tonkin, USS Liberty, Operation Ajax. London Guardian this week had an article about the U.S. government and false flags. Are we going to arrest all them? Hey, listen, you're not going to be able to throw us all in your little Soviet loony bins with your nutcase little tyrant psychologist and people that have never even lived in the real world, okay? And everybody's up in arms about this. People are out there protesting outside the psych ward.
Everything we said came true. Everything we've done has been right.
Brandon Robb of Virginia in closing, and then I'm going to go to your calls. I was telling them try to get him on the show as soon as they get him out of the government brainwashing thought crime camp. That's what it is. I'm not just using those terms. That's what it is. As soon as the Ministry of Love police release him out of the Ministry of Truth, because war is peace and slavery is a good thing, according to them, I want to get him on. It turned out McBreen is already in contact with the lady that the family gave the video to. They're scared of the feds, but they're listeners. They're all listeners. Of course, he's a listener, and I just knew it. And so we're going to try to get them on the show as soon as they get him out of the lunatic asylum. Totally cogent, totally focused. It's some lyrics from a song about sharpening an axe. I mean, the globalists are sharpening their axe for America. Foreign banks. The courts are ruling foreign banks can take your bank account and just keep your money now. I mean, they're criminals. They're criminals. And just like in other countries, the police and military need to recognize this. Let's go to John in Texas, then we'll go to everybody else that's holding. Go ahead, John. You're on the air.
Hey there, Mr. Jones.
Hey.
I'm a veteran from OIF 3. I was a combat medic with 5-7 Cavalry and 3rd Infantry Division. I've been meaning to call for a while, but I work the night shift, so it's a little hard to do. But and this is a little off the topic, but I wanted to let you know how the military treats their soldiers or former soldiers. I've been working for the past almost 7 years to better myself and get back into the medical field, and they really make it hard on you. But all that aside, there were some things that happened overseas. I was labeled with severe PTSD by 3 VA psychiatrists. Therefore, I probably won't be able to own a firearm.
Well, all you do is go buy one at a gun show. You don't own firearms?
Well, I'd like to say that my wife owns some firearms.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
put it that way. But you know, all that aside, you know, we did some things that were pretty heinous, and I'd like to get more in depth with you if possible.
Well, just briefly, go ahead and just tell us what you did that was heinous.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. When I was in Iraq, I had asked for time off. My fiance was cheating on me with my best friend. My dad was putting me in 17 grand worth of debt, as well as I was having some severe nightmares and stuff like that on my 4 hours off. We were doing 20 hours on and 7 days a week. What happened was I wound up using some morphine, and I have a VA psychiatrist saying that it was self-medication. However, I was court-martialed with a general court-martial. I was facing 67 years to life. I wound up pleading guilty. I didn't deny the fact that I did it at all.
Yeah, but you're saying that's heinous? It's heinous to have people for years on end 20 hours on and stuff. That's why the troops, I mean, it's like trying to blow an engine on a car. They're just absolutely abusing the daylights out of the military while talking about how they love you all day. So that's what's heinous? That doesn't sound...
Oh, yeah. Well, and I had asked for time off several times, and that's documented.
Okay, but I mean, what's heinous, sir?
Well, like I said, I used some morphine, and they court-martialed me. I wound up serving a year in military penitentiary.
Well, listen, John, I appreciate your call, and I'm sorry to hear that happen to you. That's why there's record numbers of suicides with the military right now, because not only do they do this type of stuff to people, but after you burn out, they put you on a bunch of drugs, which say on the insert they cause you to commit suicide. And then you wonder why they're committing suicide. They're basically giving the troops suicide pills, and then as they commit suicide, they're decommissioning them, they're killing them. Or as they go home and kill their wives and children, they then use that to take all the veterans' guns and rights. It's unbelievable. Again, it's a problem, reaction, solution program. And so that's why there's 7- to 8-fold the record numbers of troops committing suicide. And they're now giving them all sorts of hardcore psychotropic nasal sprays that wipe their brains. It's just open mind control. Just like they openly grow the opium in Afghanistan. And when we exposed it, they just went on TV and said, yeah, we grow the opium. Big deal. We catch you using it, you go to jail. We're going to ship it into your country, though. And Pat Tillman, keep your mouth shut. He died fighting Al-Qaeda. Oh, they got caught killing him still? I'd rather believe he died fighting Al-Qaeda.